Platnumbaby Productions.
It's Platnumbaby. All this money you guys out here spending, you can ask these guys, they could probably get the same mix without that stuff. Without all these fancy speakers and these $10,000 speakers and awesome burgers and all that stuff. Now, if you're a big baller and you got money like that, I'm happy for you. But for the average Joe like me, we ain't balling like that. So I'm just telling you, to all the non-ballers like myself, don't believe the hype. You take your mix, you mix it at a moderate level. You can check it every now and then, but don't spend too much time blowing your ears out. And you bring it down low. Now, one thing I do is, once I check the balance, and I match it against a reference, sometimes I don't even use a reference because I've been doing this for so long, I already know where the vocals should sit. But it's good to still have a reference till you learn your speakers. What I do is I turn it up and I'll leave the room. I'll leave the door open and I'll go into another room and I'll listen. If I can hear everything clearly, I know it's right. I don't have to go do a car check or none of that. I know the mix is right. And that is how I do it. And to me, there's no better way to do it. You check your balance at low levels. Stop blowing your ears out. Now I'm waiting for all the hate. Come on, bring it. It's not gonna change how I do it. And I'm not putting out information that's made up. I showed you studios. None of those studios are the same, not a single one. You go in all those studios, they all will have a different frequency curve, every last one of them. So how is it that people are selling you this pipe dream on your room has to be flat? What is that? That's not how we live in the real world. Nothing around us is flat. Nothing. So don't believe that. They just selling you stuff. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all again, y'all know I ain't getting no sponsors for nothing putting out this information. And for all the people that's gonna come on here and say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I do this. I do this. I don't get rejections from uploads. My stuff don't come back because it's too low, or it's too loud, or it's distorted. I don't get that. My junk is on point because I do this. And then when I leave the room, I do this. Try it. It'll change your world. Stop spending all this money on all these $5,000, $10,000 speaker systems when you can do the same job if you just mix properly. All right, I'm gonna leave y'all with one last thing. All this nonsense about minus 14 LUFS and all that garbage is straight garbage. Now I know I'm gonna get some hate on that. Whatever happened to zero? Everything I do, I'm at zero. I'm at about -8 with RMS, but my limiter hit, it's at 0. I ain't distorting, I ain't going over, I ain't having no distortion, but I'm gonna tell y'all, don't be mixing your stuff to no minus 14 LUFS. That stuff is for Spotify. When you uploading your stuff to these platforms, they're gonna turn it down anyway. They're gonna turn it down to that level. So why are you mixing it at minus 14 when they're gonna turn it down to minus 14 anyway? I do my junk at 0. Tell me I'm wrong. Records have been mixed at 0 for the last 50, 40 years. So how, well, maybe not since the 60s and 70s, but cause those records are really kind of quiet if you listen to them. But I would tell you, some of you guys need to start looking at your WAV files. And since I'm on this rant, this clipper stuff, I think it's a bunch of nonsense. Now I know there's gonna be some orange clip haters and some gold clip haters, and they're gonna be like, you don't know what you're talking about. let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell the guys that get bought into this stuff. You've already sold on this stuff. You already, in your mind, it's the best thing that's ever been created. But I'm gonna tell you something. When you put a clipper on your audio, I'm gonna tell you why they do that. They say they use clippers. It shades off the peaks so you can turn up the volume. Do that in the mix, man. Stop cutting your peaks off, cutting off your dynamics. Why are you doing that? You cutting your peaks off so you can get a louder mix? Your mix should have been mixed properly and it would be loud. I've never had to do that. I've never had to cut off my transits in a full mix so it can be loud. You master it properly. You mix it properly and you don't have those issues. I want somebody to come on here and tell me I'm wrong. Please, I want you to write in the comments, I don't know what I'm talking about. 30 years I've been doing this, making records. 0. That's where you need to be. This minus 14 love, somebody made that is for platforms who play like Spotify and all that stuff. And some knucklehead brought that into the mix room and told people this is what we should be doing. No, man. Y'all, you new guys, get your stuff at 0. Let them turn that stuff down. They're gonna do it anyway. I'm tired of all these these people out here putting this stuff out, and this stuff is not true. This stuff is not true what they're telling y'all. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So you haters, you come on, you bring it. Tell me I don't know. I'm waiting for you to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Just Platnumbaby, and I'll see you in the music.
Platnumbaby Productions.